with my Excel spreadsheet. I'm so smart. And people will forget what I said right now in 2024 when we are in 2026. So anyway, I can say anything to look smart. Even if I'm right or wrong, people won't make the connection 2 years before, blah, blah, blah. Let's take a look if the market are still rebounding after the big move down that we had on Monday. Tesla is up $1.16, close 200, but 200 is not the resistance. The resistance is the 202.92. You see it here, you see it here, it's pretty clear. I'm not making this up, look at this. Boom, 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 boom. We are always lower. For the whole week, we have been lower than 202.92. So nobody had to buy Tesla, the shares at higher than that price. So either there were not many people that wanted to buy, or there was enough sellers to satisfy the buyers so that the buyers did not have to go higher. So when we are going to start closing above, at the end of the day, when the candle is finished, when we are going to close above 202.92, then this is going to tell us something. Before, nobody had to go higher than 202.92. Now they have to go higher. So either there are more buyers or less sellers, but the end result is the same. Price is moving higher. So these are the types of trends that we are watching. So right now, we have nothing to do. We are just observing. And when we are going to see the right scenario, we are going to pounce. VIX continuing down. So this is good. We stayed above 22.93. This is the same pattern. We have been above 22.39 all week. This Friday, we are moving lower. This is nice. Maybe things are cooling down a little bit. We like to see this. If we take a look at the Nikkei X, this is what happened last week, and this week was pretty much caused by the Japanese yen. So this is why we are watching this to see if we can see another break of pattern. So Nikkei moved up this week and is stabilizing. USD yen weakening a little bit. So the Japanese yen is still quite powerful. It is still quite powerful. And this is what caused what we saw this week. So I'm going to paint. I am a painter, so I'm going to paint the downward channel that we have right here. This is the downward channel. We are not outside of it yet. Once we go outside of it, we are going to become a little bit more confident. Things are getting better. Now we can only say that we are bouncing. We had a big move down. Now we are bouncing, but this does not mean that things are all nice. It does not mean that. We always have pullbacks all the time. So just be careful. If you buy something, check it very carefully and be ready to get out of it if things start to turn around. And US dollar, had a big drop recently also. So as a Canadian, I don't mind that at all. Let's take a look at the stock indices. So Dow Jones continuing higher, don't have stochastic yet, still inside of our congestion zone. So, this is not a break of any trend. This is just part of the course. SPX climbing back above, bouncing, no stochastic, still into a downward channel. Need to be still very careful. There's no longer term buy signal right here. On the 1 hour chart, if you wanted to play, on the 1 hour chart, when we started breaking 52, 55, there were a few buy signals right here. But this is on the 1 hour chart with very short, basically an intraday trade. But on the daily chart, nothing's ready for now. Nothing's ready. NASDAQ. This is a little bit different. So we had a downward channel. Now we are outside of it. So, we are one step ahead with NASDAQ than what we are with S&P 500. Still, it's a little bit iffy to buy right now. We don't have stochastic over 60, and we would now need to break a horizontal resistance where we could be stuck under. This is where it is. I'm going to put it at 18,700. Because this is where we stopped right there at the bottom right here. So, it's not a buy yet, but NASDAQ is looking better than the others. Let's take a look at our important stocks. Apple continuing this nice rebound. This is where we are with Apple. We don't have stochastic over 60 yet, and we are still inside of our downward channel. Any move that you took, you had to take it on the 1-hour chart. On the 1-hour chart, when, stochastic got over 60 right here, when I tell you stochastic over 60 is important, it is at that point that we started to move higher. I would still have waited for a break of this. Maybe that one here, including the wick. This one was a false signal. It zigzags. Depending on how tight was your stop loss, you could have gotten zigzag, but then second time it worked. Amazon, I'm trying desperately to close above 167.18. Cannot do it. We need to wait for that. AMD, don't touch that yet. Okay, Adobe, we are accumulating the clues. Stochastic is not there. We are at 51. We have broken a horizontal resistance, so that's nice in itself because, we had some kind of resistance right here. Maybe a little bit higher than where it was in July, but we are still into a downward channel. Stochastic is getting close, so maybe soon. ARM, not yet ready. Google, not yet ready. Microsoft, no, Microsoft, not yet. Not yet. We have support here. We have support here. We need to break 409.20 and we need to have stochastic and everything. So, things are not yet ready as a whole. Meta, this one came back up very quickly. Still need to break 523.39. If not, we are still going sideways into the big congestion zone. NVIDIA doing nothing. Our Palantir. So Palantir, we broke 29.31. Dipped a little bit during the day, but then continued on. So up 2.5%. The earning was great. It was great. It was pretty good. It was very good not too long ago. So this one is moving. And as I said, this 29.31, very important. We could not break that in 2021. So now this is not an all-time high, but basically it's a big important pattern. We are breaking a 3-year pattern. That's big. SMCI, nothing. SoFi, sideways. Let's take a look at our EV stocks. So BYD, sideways, but still a nice day, 2.23%. Lucid, sideways. I'm waiting for 336. Neo Battery Material, boom. Boom. Didn't we see that one? Did we see it or did we see it? We saw it right here. August 7, 2 days ago. Boom. Broke 9 cents. Then boom. We don't know what's happening. But we know this is a very interesting company that has a very interesting technology. They are building, a factory and everything. And now we are seeing an imbalance in the market. A tug of war between the buyers and sellers is changing. It's changing. This is all we need to know. Because we are buying the price. We are buying shares at a certain price, and we hope that the share price is increasing. This is happening. This is happening here right in front of our eyes. What more do we want? We are not buying news. We are not buying earnings calls. We are not buying opinions, analysts' opinions. We are not buying any of that. All of that stuff is a proxy for the price movement. It's a price movement that we care about. So why don't we look at the price movement itself? This is what we are doing. We are looking at the price movement patterns. And when there's a break in pattern, we get in. It's as simple as that. But it's too simple. I think, because people like to know. People like to be intelligent. Oh, yeah, I think that this company is going to go higher in 2026. The price is going to be at this point. I calculated it with my Excel spreadsheet. I'm so smart. And people will forget what I said right now in 2024 when we are in 2026. So anyway, I can say anything to look smart, even if I'm right or wrong. People won't make the connection 2 years before, blah, blah, blah. So there's no downside to me to predict something in the future. Wasting oxygen is a downside. I rest my case. NEO going sideways, nothing there. Novonic sideways, Xpeng. Nicola Mining recovering a little bit, 2% up. So we had the big dumper right here, basically. We had maybe a couple of people that dumped. Yeah. Let's hope that we move back up a little bit. I'm doing some kind of wishful thinking that I don't usually do. I explained to you this week why I did that. Bitcoin, a little bit of a pullback after the big move we had. The same thing with Ripple. And what about gold? Gold, okay, it's not, it's hanging in there pretty good. This is the pattern of gold. This is what it's doing. It's zigzagging between $18 and 19.30. And silver inching higher a little bit, but this one, I will not trust it before 9.73. So yeah, not too bad for Tesla. There's no sign yet. And when there is going to be a sign, I'm going to tell you, this is not financial advice. I'm just analyzing the tug of war between the buyers and sellers. That's it. You can buy one share. You can buy no shares. You can buy for 500K. You do you. I do the lines and the patterns. If you want to learn how to do lines like I do, I have a trend lines intensive. For 4 weeks, we are going to draw a bunch of trend lines, and I am also going to correct your trend lines that you are going to draw on the stocks of your choosing. Check the course in the description below. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing. If you like what I do, you can become a YouTube member. Click on my TradingView affiliate link. I'm going to wish you a great weekend. We are going to talk on Monday, unless you are a member, in which case we are also going to talk on Sunday for my Tesla weekly live I do on Sundays. So have a great weekend, and I'm going to tell you à la prochaine.